I'm going to sign on the side of Officer Wilson because, to me, even if he's not military, he's still one of my battle buddies because he's in uniform.
Right.
And he did what he felt was right. If he wasn't military, that has no bearing. But what I'm saying is that what he did, what he felt was right. And now if something happens to Officer Wilson and or his family, those two that put his stuff out, I guarantee you, they won't live long because people will go after them and or they will be brought to court and pretty much jailed, and if not, people are saying drag them through the streets, The only one that I can see that maybe needs to be drugged, or not only the single-handed one, but I would say Obama, Jeff Jackson, Al Sharpton, Clinton, Jarrett, Uncle Joey, they all need to be drugged. They all need to be drugged because you know what? They're all guilty with this whole thing in Ferguson because that and Obama is connected.
Right.
That is connection right there.
Right.
I don't think, and maybe I'm wrong in saying that it's not an act of terrorism. Maybe it is an act of terrorism. For me, okay, it could be an act of terrorism, and if it is, then by rights, the officers and National Guard have the right to shoot to kill.
Right, and here's the thing too that Amy, did you know the National Guard was asked to be called out? And also today, the police chief said that the National Guard they did in fact call the National Guard out. However, the lieutenant governor of the state of Missouri, as well as the governor, were pressured not to send the National Guard out. Obama made some phone calls last night. He says, we do not need to send the military out. Do not do it. If you do, there'll be consequences. That's pretty much what happened, and this is why we have.
They were told by the Obama administration to stand down.
That's correct.
They were told that.
Yep.
And in my feeling, that our military officials in brass and our National Guard, active duty, reservists, I don't care who you are. Being the Obama administration and what he has done to our country, you need to defy orders and you need to do what is right.
Right.
And if you
protect property.
It is God that will be, you will stand in front of God and you will, by rights, you will be caught red-handed. God will say you are guilty.
Right.
Because you knew what you were supposed to do and didn't do it.
Right.
No matter if you were told to stand down by the Obama administration or not, you should have done what was right.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that you need to do what is right, and you need to go ahead and do what is right.
Mm-hmm.
They knew it. They should have done it. And that goes from top brass down. Top brass. Mm-hmm. You are not perfect. Mm-hmm. You know what is right and what is wrong. There are so many of the military that do not agree with Dumbo, vomit, whatever his trailer trash, gutter rat, whatever he is, which he very much is. Mm-hmm. They need to defy the orders. And they need to do what is right. And every one of those top brass and going downward, if you know that you're not doing something and God, and you're a Christian and you know that you need to do something and you don't, you are guilty. And God will count you guilty. And, if I was still in, I would have defied orders and I would have went in. And if somebody would have approached me, and it's like what we taught in the military, shoot to kill. You have any chance that your life is going to be in danger, it's either you or them.
Right.
And even if they don't have a weapon and they come after me with with a lead pipe or, anything. I mean, rocks are different, but, that, I can handle. But anything that is going to threaten your life, and you really don't know if they have a weapon in which they're going to draw against you, and that's what Officer Wilson, going back to that. Officer Wilson thought his life was in danger. So he did what was right in order not only to protect himself, to protect his other officers and his family. He did what was right, and the grand jury said there's not enough evidence to go to trial because everything points to Michael and does not point to Officer Wilson. Officer Wilson did what he felt was right.
Right.
And if by chance there is something that is going to show later, then, you know what, that is on Officer Wilson to go and apologize. And if he's a decent man and a decent battle buddy, stand up, be a man, and apologize. But, like they said last night, Officer Wilson will not be charged because they felt that he was in the right. They went through all the evidence, and all the evidence points to Michael, and like I said, I've been, I've had a son, I've lost a son,
right.
And, it's not that I don't think that's right, if it just would have been another gang violence thing. It happens all the time. Gang violence happens all the time. We see it across the nation.